What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Doc, and you are tuned in to the Hobby Talk. Y'all know what's going on, man. I got a very dope guest with me, but shout out to my people, Pristine Auction, my sponsors. They keep it busy every week. You want to check out the auction. It's one of the best auction houses in the hobby. But we back into it, man. I got a very special guest, my guy, Daniel Emano. You may have heard this individual from Hobby Slam, from, breaking to, creating content business to business. Not only that, we're working with some of the dopest content creators in the game. I look at you not only as a business individual, but also a creative in this space that make this space just whole, man. So I want y'all to welcome my guy, man. What you doing, my brother? How you feeling?
All is well, man. Just living Emano's world, I guess is the way to put it right now. But no, just overall, just trying to stay busy and enjoying life one day at a time. Even when you asked me when I got on the call with you before we started, you were just like, "How are you?" And I've just been telling everybody, as long as I wake up healthy, I'm happy and I'm ready to take the day.
I agree, man. That's the blessings that we have, man, and that's also come with hard work, determination, and faith in yourself, man. I think you got all of them qualities. I'm be honest with you. I look at myself as a grinder in this space, and I even look at you as like even myself, and it's hard to see myself and some people in this space when I know I go so crazy and go so hard. So for you, man, let the people know your story about, just how you got into this whole hobby space, and then we're gonna get into a few more things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, very very commonly, a lot of people during the pandemic were kind of just like almost caught with their pants down on trying to figure out what to do with life because so much, changed. We had no more sporting events, we had no more concerts, we had no more just going out and eating normally, and everybody was wondering what's a way to connect with other people in the world right now. And one of the things that emerged, through a friend of mine at the time was him letting me know, hey, I started collecting football cards and baseball cards again. You should check it out. It's pretty fun. And I remember I
Hmm.
first watched like Pull Wax and a couple other companies and, just got reintroduced to what I knew as a kid because back when, I was 5, 6 years old when Pokemon was first coming out, I was collecting Pokemon. Used to play this game called MLB Showdown, which was like a
Hmm.
20-sided dice baseball game. You'd lay out like a piece of paper. You'd lay out all the cards in each position on a baseball field. You rolled the dice, and it determined where a player would end up on a base if it was a strikeout, whatever. So I used to collect things like that when I was a kid. Also, like memorabilia as well, which I feel like everybody kind of had a hand in when they were younger. And as you get older, you kind of get into other things, and you lose certain hobbies that you had, and that was one of the things I had lost. But the pandemic kind of reignited that love for collecting once again, and it reminded me of that same feeling that I felt when I was a kid. So found my way back into collecting, and as of recent, I kind of took a step back and I reevaluated what I was doing for myself and even what I was contributing to others in this hobby. And so anyway, I took a step back to reevaluate what I was doing for myself and how I was feeling in the hobby and as well as, what kind of contributions I was making. And I was running a company with my former business partner where we were breaking, we were buying, selling, trading. We got into the content and it became overwhelming. And I feel like it's something common that a lot of people go through, but took a step back to reevaluate what I want to be doing in this hobby and making sure it not only affects people positively, but even myself, finding that balance between the two. So it's been a crazy journey. I'm excited to, go into that a little bit.
Nah, yeah, because we all have our highs and lows, but for me, um, I always been big about creativity and bringing something different to the hobby. Whether if it's that being that 5% that just does something different that has people like, oh, okay. And I felt like not only with the show Hobby Slam, that's what you was bringing to the table to the people. Not only I'm going to a car show or something of that nature, but it's like you might see some sports cars. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to see see some drop tops. You know, you might be able to see the rims on the old school Cadillac. Like at the same time, so it's like the experiences that you guys a kid. It's like I can definitely tell that's something that you was bringing into the business aspect. So a lot of what you just explained about yourself, I think a lot of people can learn from because I feel like you still bring them same qualities to what you are now in today's age. Now, when you talk about, you know what I'm saying, I want to get into a little bit of like hobby slam. Like, what was the thought process on bringing something like that to this space?
Well, I mean, with Hobby Slam, how that came about was we were running our breaking company at the time, Broward Breakers, and we wanted to expand beyond just being, you know, an online presence. Obviously, at that point in time, it's like 2021, 2022, and we're coming out of the pandemic, and, you know, people are now,
Right.
all right, what's the next step for the hobby besides just breaking, besides just online? You know, now we need to transition power back to like the shops, and people need to start throwing shows again. So we were already connecting kind of with shops locally, like trying to, you know, at least like introduce ourselves to certain people and make connections and networking as you should when you're building a business. But the next step that we figured to continue that
Mm-hmm.
expansion was trying to go to shows and setting up at shows, and, you know, starting to put our hand into to buying, selling, and trading directly with the consumer themselves, rather than through like a platform like a whatnot at the time. So we reached
Yeah.
out to a couple of local shows, and ultimately it was like the same circle of people for the most part, and we got similar responses from all of them, where it was like, oh, we're full, or oh, we only use this certain set of vendors. And it was, you know, as people refer to now, and you and I have discussed in the past, it's gatekeeping. And that I can be very competitive, passionate, stubborn. You know, these are things you kind of go through when you're an entrepreneur to a degree. And it was like when I got told that multiple times, I was just like, yeah, right. You know, it wasn't as nice as me just saying yeah, right, but it was more like a F this, and I'm gonna just kind of do it myself, and I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring. I came from a background where I used to throw events with the music community, and I threw concerts and networking events, and I just told my business
Mm.
partner at the time, this is what we got to do. This is what we got to do, because we got to be the change we want to see. I was like that passionate about it. I was like, these people want to just keep it within this circle, but we need it to expand. Like, you should be including brands like us. Even one show even told us we don't like breakers being at our show, and we didn't want to just be classified as breakers. That's why we wanted to be set up at a show. Like, why are you just letting us be limited to this? We're trying to show you that this isn't just what we do, that we want to expand our talents, that we want to connect directly with people. We don't want to just be seen as breakers. And yeah, I mean, that was like kind of just the fuel for it. And I immediately got to work with him, and we partnered with some people that found us a location in North Miami at the time, in a gymnasium that was owned by the city of North Miami. And we worked directly with the city. We worked directly with commissioners of the city, directly with the police department. Kids, you know, we let everybody, like all the kids in free. Everybody was like $5, you know, and just trying to give people the opportunity to see what the hobby was about. But the best part, you know, for me personally in throwing the show, was the amount of vendors that were like first time vendors, and some of
Mm-hmm.
them specifically telling us, I've been wanting to vent for a while, but the shows here weren't letting me. And that was the start of like the change in the show landscape, you know, from inside of Florida, and then hopefully, you know, it reached outside of our area. But that to us was like a huge start. Like, there's people today that are doing extremely well in this hobby. Some people that are notable, you know, that were at our show, that were first time vendors at our show. People like, you know, for example, if I'm not mistaken, like Cardmon, like he was a first time vendor at Hobby Slam. If I'm not mistaken as well, Kenneth Fernos, you know, he was a first time vendor at Hobby Slam. And then we had notable brands as well, from GG Hobby to All Star Jeff, and other local names that just helped us get to where we are today. And I mean, that was just the mindset of it all, though, was being able to create that opportunity, not only for ourselves, because it was also our first time vending at a show. It was Hobby Slam. We did not vend at any show before that. The only show we went to even
Right.
before that was the National. You know, we went to one local show otherwise, but other than that, we went to the National, and then we threw our own show, and it was the first time we sat behind the table and we vended at a show. So I mean, it created opportunity even for ourselves to then go into other shows and vend. So I mean, you know, shout out to everybody that was a part of that. You know, they made it what it was. It wasn't even just the team that put it together, but every bit of the vendors, the people that came just to peruse or buy. Shout out to them.
Yeah, that shows a lot about your vision. When I first even participated in the show myself, I saw the vision and where you was going, and it shows a lot about where Emano's world is at now. Your brand, specifically on you now, and the presence that you're starting to bring. You know, one day I might see you talking about sports cards. The next day I see you at a card shop. But then, the creativity that I think a lot of people don't hold. One day I might look up and you might have moms on there, you might have granny on there. You are creating what I call lifestyle content, something that all people should be able to relate to, even if they're not in the hobby. They can relate somehow. With Emano's World, is that the type of approach? Are you trying to bring um, with just your brand, your entity alone? What are you trying to bring to the hobby with that?
So when I did the transition, you know, from backing off of being a company and wanting to do things a bit more on my own, because I had my own vision for things, right? Like working with
Right.
a team is always great. I think sometimes you just have certain ambitions that are individual, and you got to pursue those things just so you could kind of like tame that beast of passion within you. You know, like sometimes like you like go eat at your mind that you have certain things that you want to do. And you can't always do that with other individuals being around you. And it doesn't take anything away from any other person. Just sometimes you got to just do that for yourself. And that
Yeah.
was kind of like the start to Imano's world. And then when I started to actually like formulate what I wanted it to be, yeah, I mean to general classification, yeah, the idea is that it's a lifestyle thing. But then I started to tell myself, if I don't enjoy it for what I make it to be, then how are other people going to enjoy it? And I'm talking about like I have to enjoy the process of what I'm doing, editing it, putting it together, putting it out, you know, and properly doing so. Like there's a whole process to making sure a piece of content can be successful. And I know you know that obviously firsthand. It's not an easy thing. One video can do great things, but one video can also, you know, definitely hurt certain things. So you got to always be smart about the things you're doing. So in my eyes, I started telling myself, if I'm not going to enjoy what I'm doing, you know, even from the content itself, like I gotta laugh at my own content and enjoy my own content, as selfish as that could sound. And some people may say that's cynical, crazy, whatever. I really don't care. If I can't enjoy it for what it is, like if I can't enjoy my Jewish mother opening a box of cards, which I already found hilarious because her and I had done it before I even made a video, you know, then I shouldn't be putting it out there because it's not true to me. And what's true to you works for you, right? Like there's certain things that you can do that I can't put out because it doesn't work for me, you know? And then there's certain things that I can do that, you know, you can't put out because it doesn't work for you. And it's not the lifestyle or whatever you want to classify it as. Um, but everything was organic. You know, I like to say like everything I make is non-GMOs. It's real. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
true to me, and I don't care who likes it. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that I don't appreciate those who like it. I do appreciate those who enjoy it. It makes me happy when people are like, you know, the Jewish mother content is great. Oh, that John Cena video is booming right now. I love to see it, or whatever the case, or that collab you and Doc had, you know, at the National was awesome, or whatever the case is. Like I don't care who likes it. I enjoyed the process though of putting all that together, right? Like you and I had a blast at the National. There wasn't a time it felt like it was
Yeah.
like work. Like yeah, there were times we are being pulled left and right. And it's like, oh, you should see this place, you should see this brand or whatever. All right, cool, but there wasn't a time where it felt like work. And that's when I know like what I'm doing with Imano's World when I'm putting stuff out through Imano's World. Like that's the idea of it is like I don't want it to feel like work. I don't want it to feel like content. I just want it to be enjoyed. You know, whether it's by me or someone else, that's what I do it for. It's like as long as it's being enjoyed, then it should be out.
I love that. Well explained, well said. Cause I think people need to hear that from you. Cause yeah, I mean, one day I could see you at a show. One day I could see you doing content with someone.
Well, can I keep it? Can
One
I
day I
keep
could
it a
see you.
buck though on something like
Yeah,
even,
do it. Yeah,
and I'm not like, this isn't no shame or knock on anyone's game. Like honestly, it's still great content at the end of the day. I know plenty of people that do the card show content, and I'm talking about like whether it's like them at the tables, them walking around the show, or whatever, and they're burnt out. And like that's like when you feel burnt out, when you feel like it's too much more of a job than it is what it's supposed to be, which is a hobby, you can't enjoy it for what it is. There's no longevity in that if you can burn yourself out doing what you're doing. It's like it could find success, and that's phenomenal. I wish you all the success, but that's how I felt originally. It's like being burnt out is not the feeling I wanted because I felt that same way working a corporate 9 to 5. And that's why I left
yeah,
working a
yeah.
corporate 9 to 5 was like, I'd rather burn myself out, yeah, doing something I enjoy, but I don't want that same feeling ever again. And the moment I felt that again was, hold on, I'm supposed to be enjoying this. This is like I have nobody above me. I have nobody in control of me. Like I should be able to like enjoy this for what it is. I shouldn't feel like I'm about to like collapse and just cower away.
So the question is, do you have cards for sale? Well, guess what? You can co-sign your collection with Pristine Auction. Now, for a limited time, Hobby Talk fans, you get to pay no commission for 90 days and as well earn up to 110% on high value cards. Quick payouts, lower fees. That's a win-win, right? Well, you can email sales at pristineauction.com and make sure to mention Hobby Talk, but also to my buyers. Utilize the code Hobby Talk today and make sure to get that $25 off your first win. Hey, you can't say I didn't let you know. Yeah, nah, you right about that. I do. I agree with you because there's a few things I want to pinpoint. Before we start moving forward again, first thing was something that you said was okay. There's certain things that you do, and there's certain things that I do, and yeah, we just meant for certain things somehow. And I feel like with content creation, like you saying, me, I don't want to, I don't want to compete with with individuals that are like top 5 or top 10 in what they do. I really don't want to compete in that lane. I want to create my own lane. Just like you, I feel like you want to create your own lane. You don't want to sit here. I mean, hey, if the competition want to start trying to fall into what you're doing, then yeah, you're gonna have to master that and show them how to do it. But I feel like for you, you always play left field like me. Just like I feel like everybody going right, you're gonna go.
Bro, I've been saying that for like the last 2 months. I swear to God. Even at the Palm Beach show, everybody, and that's the thing. Like the common question, I'll even address
Yeah,
it right here because there's plenty of people who have been asking me this: is when's the next Hobby Slam? Like I'll be honest with you, as of 2025 right now, I have no plans to throw a show. Right,
right.
and I'm talking about just like a major show. Like I have no, but doesn't mean Hobby Slam isn't doing anything. Like we're still doing things, but like you know, around like walking around Palm Beach and like people asking me that, it just like ultimately got me to the point of like thinking like, why do I have to show again? Like right now, and remember what I told you originally about Hobby Slam. The idea was like to open up opportunity to change the landscape of shows. And if I'm being honest with you, like I could end Hobby Slam today, never throw a show again. I'll be happy.
Yeah,
We did what we went out to do. We changed that landscape because look at the Florida shows that have been going on this year already. Palm Beach card show just went down. They have another show coming up in November. So that's two major shows right there. All right. Next month, you have Hobby Collision.
yeah.
That's in April. And aside from that, you also have Space Coast Card Show the same weekend. Naples has a card show that weekend as well. The Naples card show is a secret one people really don't even know has been doing extremely
Oh,
well. All right. You have courtside. So now we're at 6 shows, and this is still May right now. You have courtside. You have the hobby card show in August. All right. And then remember, I just said there's another one in November. So 8, including that one in November. That's 8 major shows already. You're talking about at least 100 to 150 tables at each of these shows. All right. Going down in Florida. What I don't want to get mixed in between that, but we changed the landscape. Those people are populating now after Hobby Slam went out and showed this can happen. This is possible. And everybody's going out there now and they're realizing, all right, There's this market, there's this community. Let's reach out and just see what we could do. Like I said, I can end Hobby Slam today. I don't have to throw another show. And I'm happy because I know that that calendar is full of shows, and that's what we set out to do, was to create that opportunity for people to do that. So
No, I
you go right, I'll go left, because now it has me thinking, what's the next thing that we're going to do? It doesn't have to be a show, but some things that we're working on. It doesn't mean that we're not cooking things up, but it's just what's that next thing to expand the community.
like that. I like that. Separating yourself from the competition right there, man. When when that
You go right, we go left.
Yeah, yeah, man. You gotta create your own lane sometimes, even if people don't understand that right now. Eventually, yeah, okay. This is what it is. This is my Picasso. This is my Mozart. This is my Beethoven. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to put out there to the world. So, kudos for you on that, and also always being in the mindset of creating your own lane. Because I know there's other people looking at you, maybe getting inspiration and figuring out, hey, what's the next movie Emano gonna do, because I'm inspired by his creativity or just him wanting to dare to be different. So kudos to you on that, my brother. What are you collecting these days? What like I know you went to like music, sports. Um,
So I got a few things here to show you at
yeah,
least.
yeah.
You
Feel
know,
free to show me show
so
me some items. What do Emanos world collect right now?
toward the end of 2024, I sold off a lot of what I had, because a lot of what I had was just, liquidity
Yeah.
and trying to buy, sell, trade, make percentages, whatever the case is. I told myself for 2025, if I buy anything, it's to rip and have fun, or to actually collect for myself.
Mm.
And even with the rips and have fun, like sell off what I really don't want, which is fine. That creates more money in my pocket to go and actually buy what I want to be buying, whether, like I said, that be ripping or buying the singles directly, or even sometimes supporting some of my favorite breakers. There's a few of them that I'll pop on in from time to time. I'll buy a pack or two or buy a spot in the break. Um, but honestly, a lot of what I've been buying, obviously, I love wrestling, and Topps Chrome WWE has been a lot of fun to rip. So I've been buying like packs of that. And baseball season's around the corner, so just buying some boxes of baseball from time to time. But what I PC, there's a few things I collect. I'm gonna start off with one of my favorites. It's a personal one that you know very well. My Doctor Collectible PSA 10. I'm never gonna get rid of this, bro. We got this graded at the National together. So this is one card that I hold on to very dearly. That's my boy right there.
I ain't even
You
got
can
a
see that.
PSA 10, my guy. Sheesh.
Yeah, we got that one graded together, bro. Can I tell like the full story a little bit on this?
Yeah, we should have got that
Tell them
sign.
where this card was originally. Oh, I remember they didn't let us, but originally, people got to remember, or not even remember, but they got to know that this card, when they were like, oh, like like bring one of your cards through, like let's grade it with you, like whatever. So we prepaid for the service, everything. We
Yeah.
go, and then they're like, oh, where's the card? And I look you, I'm like, oh, Daryl, where's the card at? This guy takes this card out of his pocket. This guy takes his card out of his pocket. He had it in a team bag pocket.
So
What a gem. Thankfully, like, probably put it in his pocket like that morning, like heading over, and that was the first thing we did that day. So
yeah.
he's probably very careful. But when he took it out of his pocket, the guy at PSA, his face was just like, he was like,
She's like, bro, you just took this card out. The
boom.
crazy part that a lot of people don't know, over the night, I ended up giving a card to Ruben and gave him like the case with the cards that came in. So I had to figure out how to put the cards into another bag, and yeah, I'm gonna make sure I won't do that again, bro. But yo, thanks for sharing that one, yo. What else you got, bro? What else you got?
So one that I know more people know about because I'll wear it around my neck at some shows. I got my gold
Yes,
refractor Jay Z to
sir.
99. Always got a PC the goat
Saw that at
Jehovah.
Fanatics Fest, right? That's the one from Fanatics Fest, right? Is that one?
Well, I wore it. I wore it at Fanatics Fest. I actually bought it at the Dallas Card Show,
Oh,
and yeah. So that's probably like my gem right there. That was one I've been looking for a minute. I saw it at the Dallas Card Show. It was the first one I saw that was for sale raw. Otherwise, the only few I'd seen were already graded, and the ones I'd seen pretty much were mostly owned by Prism God.
Yep.
And he has them high grades, like they're like nines, 9.5s, tens. So I didn't have that kind of bread just yet. So I had enough at least to get this card raw. Probably not going to grade it, but got it in the Show Your Slab mag, and they gave me the custom Jay Z tag for it because
Yeah.
I bought the mag at Fanatics Fest to wear with the chain, and he was like, "Yo, I actually have some Jay Z stuff because I knew he was going to be here."
That's dope.
And he was like, "Do you want it in white or black?" I was like, "Well, he had the black album, so I needed it in all black with the white outlining. It just looks super clean, and it matched his tux." So I was like, "That works absolutely fine with me." Um, I like you were saying, I love my music as well. I got my video out already that highlights some of the graded music that I already have, like the cassettes, the Kobe cassette, the Locks cassette. But I wanted to show a couple of new ones. The first one has a video, but it's just too cool not to show. First off, if you're ever gonna grade music, audio media grading, AMG, top tier. Shout out AMG Robbie. Shout out Steve Aoki. First piece I'm going to show y'all is this Kendrick Lamar Damn. It's graded to a 8. It's a signed copy, as you can see right there. And they even get the letter of authenticity for you from JSA for the autograph. So
Ooh.
that's actually pretty cool right there.
JSA? Is that
But
JSA?
JSA,
Yeah.
that's JSA. But this new piece that I have right here, pretty hype about because it comes in their new Sonic Welded Slab. Travis Scott, Days Before Rodeo. It's the limited edition vinyl he released last
Oh
year.
wow.
It usually comes in like a red Mylar bag, but I had them take it out of the bag because it was already kind of open. It's not like the bag itself was sealed, but the album inside of the bag is sealed. This also graded to an 8 because I'm sure being in the bag, it was probably like pushing in the corners or whatever the case is. But I really like this piece. Travis has a lot of diehard fans. So, I mean, it could be a good piece to have down the line, especially like when you think that this was really like the tape that really took him off, and it wasn't even his first album, but it was the piece that kind of sent him into the mainstream.
Mm.
Um, my newest piece I just got at Palm Beach Card Show, and I already got it graded. So at the Palm Beach Card Show, I got to meet Dylan Cruz, who's the number one rookie right now in the baseball sets for 2025. He's going to be the guy to look out for on the Nationals. And I had his first Bowman Chrome at Palm Beach,
Oh wow.
and he signed it for me. Yep. And I just got it graded actually with AGS grading. So this is cool because I know maybe not too many people know about AGS. So AGS grading, I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure what the AG or S stands for. I'm sure the G stands for grading, but the cool part about it is AGS is AI grading. Isn't even human grading. Like a lot of the grading we go through, like PSA, Beckett, SGC, it's human based on the point system and for a human to inspect it. This is all AI,
Mm.
which tells you exactly where the future of the hobby is heading. There's no subjectivity or bias from a human to be like, oh, I really like this card, I want it to gem or whatever the case is. It pinpoints any flaw the card has, even the most microscopic. It doesn't mean that those microscopic ones are going to affect the grade, harshly or at all. But it's as accurate as can be. So that's the newest piece to my collection just because I got this signed in person, so I had no plans to sell it. Um, the reason why I'm even sharing so much about AGS too is because the newest shop in Miami, Collectors Club, and they're in Wynwood. They're like in downtown Miami in the art district. They grade on site. They're the only shop that grades on site and will return the card back to you in the same day. Sometimes as quick as 30 minutes to an hour.
Wow. Hold on. Keep going. I need you to keep going. I got something that I think I want to show us. Since we already having that conversation.
So I mean, yeah. So for those who don't know, like they primarily have been grading like a lot of TCG stuff. But I wanted to get a sports card
Hey.
graded with them, so I figured why not? They had a trade night last week, brought it there. They graded it for me. It came back a 9.5, so I was pretty happy with that. That's why it kind of has this gold label around it. So they have different like labels as well. It's the same quality as a PSA slab. Like literally, if I put the PSA slab to it side by side, like they're the same size, same quality. They're both sonic welded. But the fact that you could go into a shop, rip a pack for $30 too. That's how much it costs to same day grade. $30. You go $30 and you say, I just pulled this, want to get it graded right now. They'll grade it right then and there. They may even buy it back. I think it's pretty cool.
Yo, my peep, the fact that you brought up AGS, I have to bring up another prime company of theirs. What was it, Wooter?
Oh yeah, the apparel company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, look at this
Shout out to
backpack, man.
Alex, One Pizza.
I
Yeah.
actually got this
Bro,
at
they
Fanatics
they get
Fest.
together with yeah, they get together with like Mr. Beast. They do like Mr. Beast apparel and stuff like that. I mean, yeah. Shout out Alex,
Yeah, man.
One Pizza, AGS, Wooter, Collectors Club, Nicole, Travis, that whole team. Everybody's doing their thing over there. I think it's a great shop. They're doing big things. I'm almost certain they're going to be hosting the Collecticon trade night, which is going to be huge as well. So
Ooh,
I'm excited to see the things they do in the community. But I mean, bro, how do you beat same day grading like on site for $30?
easy work.
Like same day grading with PSA on site at like the National is like $500 or something, depending the value of the card.
Yeah, you
Or
are,
more.
they gonna end up taking your bread before they take your card, man. But you know
Thirty
that's the
dollars
hobby
same
win.
day. AI, like that's crazy. Like think about what I'm saying. Like AI is grading our cards now. Like people aren't even on game yet. That's huge. I mean, AI is like if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like Mark Cuban or somebody had said they're like if I were investing my money right now, I'd be investing everything into any AI technology I could get my hands on because it's still in like its infant stages. Like this is just the beginning of where the hobby could go, and they even just opened up a office in London. So I think they're the first grading company or one of the first
Wow.
grading companies to actually expand into like the UK.
Yo, kudos to them, man. That's what you call hard work, man. Like I say, shoot, from me to yourself, we got some type of product from that business line. So I think it's dope. Not only what you explain, but also what you collect as an individual. I think more people are going to understand you on a personal aspect of like, okay, not just what we see on social media, but like, yo, who is Daniel Emano? So I appreciate you giving me that rundown. Now, the last thing I want to know is where can you let the people know where they can find you?
Oh, my
Oh,
dog
the
was
dog.
chasing a squirrel for half a second. Yep, chasing a squirrel. Romeo. But yeah, I mean, folks could find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Emano's World everywhere. EMANOSWORLD. I had to think of that, but thankfully I got it right the first time. But yeah, Emano's World everywhere. I mean, just a lot of great things to look out for. You could also follow Hobby Slam at Hobby Slam everywhere as well. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. And even just to like shout out some people that help fuel my vision, that
Mhm.
even in this community that we work together, just to shout out some names. Shout out Coach Co, shout out Sports Card Stallion, Craig, Breezy. Shout out you, bro. Obviously you're doing your thing.
No, you
Shout
brother.
out Fan Arch for putting this together. Shout out Pristine Auctions for sponsoring it, bro. I mean, this is awesome. The hobby's in a great place. I think too many people are focused on wrong can happen. And I think it's good that there's people in place like us that can see the future as well. It's like, yeah, there's bad, but there's a lot more good than there is bad, and we got to focus on that. So, love having this conversation with you, bro. It's always a pleasure. We have these all the time, but to be able to finally like record a convo and just actually like put it out there with you, bro, I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. I was getting under the weather too yesterday. We kind of had this schedule on a certain time, and I kind of like, yeah, I woke up at 4 this morning. I was like, oh my God, I'm feeling bad. Then I was like, took some medicine. But I'm feeling a little bit better now. Still under the weather a little bit, but yo, this not a day.
I mean, I know you're doing good enough when you're wearing your best St. Louis apparel.
Yeah.
Because what is that? Eric Dickerson in a St. Louis
That's
Blues
you
hat?
know the old Warner. You know my favorite number
Oh,
13.
Kurt Warner. I didn't even realize. I'm tripping.
You know what I'm saying? Got. Oh, it's it's authentic, y'all. It's authentic.
Big Dixie Warner.
I ain't gonna lie,
Big Dixie Warner over here.
it was expensive, bro. This jersey was like, I think I was in
That
Florida when I
jersey
got it
takes
too.
me back to when they won the Super Bowl. Him, Marshall Falk, Isaac Bruce.
Yeah,
Bro, that was
man.
a different time.
The greatest show on turf, man. But yo, I
Yeah.
appreciate you jumping on my people. Make sure you follow Emano's World. My brother, he just on a whole nother different level. I expect to see more from him in 2025 and moving forward. And not only that, just working with other business, but also building your own business and what you have to bring to the table. Whether if it's, I feel like it's either lifestyle brand, collecting, whatever it is on the aspect, even on business. I mean, this guy travels with me from time to time to make sure that even my content is right.
Man, people be thinking I'm your manager, bro.
Yeah, yeah. See, a lot of people don't see that behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? Like, eh,
Look, for those who don't know how Daryl operates, right? Well, I guess we'll end it on this part, right? But when you're with him at any event, you're at a major event. I'm talking about I was with him at the National. I was with him at Fanatics Fest. All right. If you're with him at an event of that caliber, just know every 3 to 5 minutes, someone's gonna walk up to him, pull him aside, have a conversation with him, talk to him about when they could connect. You want to know the best way to get this guy to keep moving? You look at them and you just say, give him a time to meet up with you tomorrow. Set something up with him because we already have things planned out for today. We've got, excuse my French, we got shit to do. and that's that. and that's that. And then I heard like three people just look over to him and it's like, is that your man?
Is that your man? Is that the one that? No, it's like on the outside looking in. I don't realize like, yo, bro, we got content. We got to do this. We got to do that, especially being on time and
We
schedule.
got 100 things to do already. Let us know tomorrow what time you're good. We'll connect with you.
Yeah, man.
The real will understand, and everybody else will not.
That I agree, my brother. That I agree, man. Like, yo, you. For people that's gonna continue to watch this interview, they gonna be like, yo, they just broke some layers down, man. It went from like, okay, one-on-one conversation on some quests to like, yo, it's just genuine conversation that comes out. Yo, Emano, my brother, I love you, my guy. You're a real
Good
one, man.
brother.
You're a real one, and I look at you as like, you know what I'm saying, like my brother, for real.
Likewise, man. We've been through a lot, and there's still so much more to do, man. We're just scratching the
You
surface.
know it, man. Hey, you've been tuning in to Hobby Talk. I appreciate everyone just vibing out with us today. Yo, make sure y'all follow Emano's World, Daniel Emano. Make sure y'all get to him, see what he about, support him this year and moving forward. Hey man, it's your boy the Doc. Shout out to Pristine Auction. We out.
Hit him with that YVL one time.
All right, guys, that's it for this week episode. Hey, Emano World, appreciate you jumping on, explaining about who you are to this hobby, not only as a creator, but also as a business individual, and showing off a little bit of what you collect. Man, I thought that was pretty dope. Don't forget to check out Pristine Auction platform, weekly basis, weekly auctions. Make sure to check them out. It's your boy the Doc, and it's been Hobby Talk. I'm out.